Well, I no longer wish people an easy fast because, like, my own child has to eat because she has to take medication. So
Right.
I don't ask people say have an easy fast. I just say have a meaningful Yom Kippur because you don't
Yeah.
really say have a happy Yom Kippur.
Right. Right.
Oh, it's a good idea.
So how is everybody else today?
I'm doing well.
Thank you.
Is it warm or cold where you are, everybody?
It was warm, it's now getting cold. Temperature's gonna
warm
drop
today.
from
I
it's
have my
high.
fan on, as you can see.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Rena, where are you?
Westchester, New York.
New York.
And
Well, I
then,
think you'll get what we have soon.
yeah.
yeah,
Supposed to get
cold.
cold tonight.
Yes.
We went down, I think, into the 40s, but this morning when I left the house, it was 53 and they said it's going to 56. That's it. But it's sunny at least.
Now,
Yes.
where are you, Deb? Where are you?
Cincinnati,
Cincinnati? Oh,
Cincinnati, Ohio. So yesterday it was 78. It was gorgeous. I'm just not a cold weather person. I love the look of fall. I don't love the feel of fall. But
I don't like the look or the feel.
yeah.
The color of these were gorgeous. The yellow, the orange, the red.
Yes, it is beautiful to look at. I just don't want to feel it.
It's beautiful to look at somewhere else other than my backyard.
And that's exactly what I say about the snow. So I was born to the wrong area for cold. My husband said whoever settled in the Ohio area forgot to keep moving, going south. So what can we say?
I like all the seasons, and if you dress properly for each temperature, it's great to get out every day.
I don't do cold well. I mean, I'm fine with it, but starting probably this weekend, my electric lap blanket comes out and it will be out until probably May or June. Every night it's on. I have, my father was from Greece and my mother's from Germany. And I swear I don't have a single drop of German blood in my body. So all Greek.
You like the warm.
Well, we will give everyone 2 more minutes. I'm aware of 3 people not joining us today. We'll give a few more minutes. I believe last time we left off with people taking turns to read the Hatzi Kaddish.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's where we'll pick up today. It's a good thing we weren't planning on doing the 13 attributes because I think we have said that enough.
You're not kidding.
That, the Al-Hates, and the repetition of the Amidah.
I'm doing it in my sleep.
Yeah. I did a very cute one with kids, the Hashamnu, but it's all, I had many years ago, I asked the kids in the religious school, I gave them an alphabetical order sheet and said, think of a behavior that kids do that they should be sorry for each letter of the alphabet. And then I printed it up and we use it every year. And they're very, kid oriented, but cute.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So last week we talked about the Kaddish, and that there are 3 Kaddishes. There's the Hatzi Kaddish, which breaks up, it goes in between services to signal that one service ending is another service's beginning. Then there's Kaddish Shalem, which usually comes at the end of the service, and then Mourner's Kaddish. Toward the end of our time together in December, I'll hopefully be able to have time for us to see how Mourner's Kaddish is different from the others. But today we'll get started with, well, I guess I have to claim host. It's never asked me to claim host before, so give me just.
Yeah, I swear it says host is not in the meeting.
Well, give me a minute and I will get on that. Um, It's never asked me that before, which is interesting. Not in this class. Okay, let's try that again. All right. So, again, the Kaddish is all praise God. The very first time that I even looked at the Mourner's Kaddish, I was shocked that it's nothing to do with death or dying at all. It's reaffirming our belief in God. Is this big enough for everyone? Anyone need it bigger?
No, I'm okay.
All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 of us. Well, there's 5 of you. So let's take turns. One person is the Chazan and the other person. Let's do one person is the top Chazan, one person. I'm sorry, what, Rena? Oh, did somebody say something? Okay, so one person will be top Chazan, one person will be middle Chazan, and we'll all do the congregation together. So we'll flip around. Would someone like to read the first Chazan part?
I will.
Thanks, Linda. Who will read the bottom Chazan part? Thanks, Gail, and we'll all do the middle. All right.
Okay, Yit Gadal, the Yit Kadash Shemai Rabbah,
Amen.
Ba'alma Divra Kirute, Vayim Lik Malkute, Vahaya On Uv Makon,
Careful, that's uv yo
Uv Yo
mehon.
Makon, Uv Haye Dechal Beit Yisrael Baal Ba'agala Uv Mal no
Uvizman.
Uvizman Karim Va'imru Amen.
Good job. And let's go back up and look at this word right here. It's not
Duh.
dahal because we've got that special
Oh,
dahol
yeah.
bait.
Yeah.
Good job. All right, everybody together. Yeah, hey,
Hey,
Shmei
Shmei Rabba
Rabba Mevara
Ra
Leolam U'almei
May
Almaya. All right, Gail, you're up.
Yit barach, veyish tabach, veyit pa'ar, veyit roman, veyit nase, veyit hadar, veyit ale, veyit halal, shmei de kud sha barihu, la which we did for holiday.
Not anymore.
Right. Min kol birchata ve shir rata tush bechata ve nechamata da amiran be'alal be'alma ve'imru. Amen.
Wonderful. It's a mouthful. And some of these people who speed through it, it's really tricky. Thank you to Gail and Linda. Do we have 2 more volunteers to be the top and the bottom chazan? Tula, do you want to be top or bottom?
I'll be the top.
All right, we need a bottom chazan.
I'll do the bottom.
Thanks, Joan, and we'll all do the middle.
Yit Gadal, V'yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, Bialma Di Vere,
There,
Kir,
hold on, look under that resh. What vowel is that?
Kir,
No, go back one word. D after
oh,
D.
Vere, Bara,
Vara. There you go.
Kir Ute, V'yim La, V'yim Lik, Malhute, B'chayechon, Uva, Uvero Mechon,
Say that again.
Uv Yo Mechon.
Good job.
Oh, thanks. Uv Chaye Dechal Beit Yisrael.
Careful. Look at the vowel under the chaf. It's not dachal. See the dot?
Bechal Beit
There you
Yisrael. Thank you. Ba'agala Uvizman Koriv V'imru Amen.
And together we read Yehei
Yehei
Shmei
Shmei
Rabba
Rabba
Mevorah Leolam U'amei Almaya. All right. Who's said the bottom part?
Yeah. Yit Barak, V'yish Tabach, V'yit Pa'ar, V'yit Romam, V'yit Naseh, V'yit Hadar, V'yit Halal, V'yit
Careful,
Halal.
read that. Go back and read that word. You read the next one first.
Oh, V'yit Allah,
Yep. Good job.
V'yit Halal, Shemei Dekudashah, Brehu, Hu, Le'ela, Min, Kal, Birchata.
Careful. Let's check that vowel out.
Yeah, what I guess I missed out on that one. I know you mentioned something.
So if you look at the vowel under the kaf and then slide over and look under the chaf and the tav, do you notice that the two at the end are connected little t's, but the one under the first kaf is just a dot in a line. And that's a signal that we pronounce it kol, not kal.
Cool.
Kol.
Oh, cool. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Very kata. Vishrata. Tushbit chata. Vinechamata. Da'aminran. Be'alma. V'imru. Amen.
Nice job. I have to move you all over because there's more of you now. So give me a minute so I can see all your smiling faces. Hello. All right. So we are practicing the Hatzi Kaddish. So one person's being the top Chazan, other person's being the bottom Chazan. So thank you to those of you who have already participated. Is there anyone else who would like to? Oh, you might not be a Chazan, but you play one on Zoom. Irina, top or bottom?
Get close. Let's start with the top, I guess.
All right. And Karen, will you take the bottom?
Sure.
All right, Irina, you're up.
Okay. Eve Gadal, Vit Kadash, Vemei Rabba, Be'alma, Di, Vra, Kir, Yote,
Read it for me, that word one more time.
Kirote,
Check out the vowel inside of vav.
or Kirove,
Kir-u.
Kirote, no, oh, I'm sorry, Kirvute,
There you go.
Kirvute, Ve'amelin, does not sound correct, Ve'amlich,
There's a yud there, so give yud its sound at the beginning.
Amlich,
Good job.
Amlich, Malkutei, Behayom, Ubomeikon,
Let's look at that word again.
Uv,
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 yo.
Uvyo Meikon,
Good job.
um, um, v, uv, uvhayo,
Uv, chai, what?
uvhayi,
One more time.
uv, uvhayo, uvhaye,
Two dots make A.
uvhaye,
There you go.
uvhaye, the call Beit Israel Ba'agala Uzman Kariv Ve'imru Amen. Wow.
And together we say, we read,
Yehei
Yehei Shmei Rabbah
Abba,
Mevarach Le'olam
Le'olam,
U'amei Almaya.
Maya.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudasha berechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen.
Nice job. Thank you
good
to
one.
our chazans who have led us so far. Are there any other chazans that would like to participate and practice this? Okay, so we have our chazans that have wanted to read. Are we ready to go on to the next prayer?
Yes.
Yes.
Anybody need to go over it again? Okay. So I'm going to stop the share for just a minute so I can tell you a little bit about our next prayer, which is Barhu and Yotzer Or. As I tell my kids in family service, this is the prayer that means, are you ready to pray? And then you answer back, yes, I'm ready to pray. And it's a prayer initially cited at home or silently before the service. It's also what we use to start the Shema. Although Barhu literally means bless, but it's also equivalent to the word praise. For it would be incredibly presumptuous to think that we mortals could somehow confer a blessing on God. Instead, the Barhu recognizes that God is the source of all blessings, and it's an assertion of the worshiper's dedication to fulfill God's will by performing commandments. It's also recited when coming up for the Torah for an Aliyah. And Beirach, which is a form of Baruch in Hebrew, is the word for knee, which we think is why we bow. And I honestly, until I started teaching this class, did not connect the Barhu that we say before the Shema and other times with the blessing at the Torah. No, never made that connection before. Totally different tune. So it's amazing what you just pick up.
Right.
So here we go with the Barhu, and we will need some partners. So we need someone to be the chazan and someone to be the congregation. Do I have my first chazan?
Okay.
All right, Linda. Linda's going to be the chazan, and I need a congregation. Would someone like to read the middle line? Okay, Tula. So Linda and Tula, first round.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Fa'ed.
Now, this is a little different than the Torah blessing because this is
Right.
Yotzer Or.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Yotzei
Put the end on that.
Yotzei
Yes.
or Vorei Hushe Ose Shalom Vora et Hakol
Good. That third to last word is umvore.
Vorei et Hakol.
So let's see what it means in English. Would someone read it? The bottom part, it should not be there. I'm not sure why I put it there. Sometimes things land in places. I have no idea how they got there. Would someone read the English? Rhoda, is that your hand up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Praise Adonai, the Exalted One. Congregation, then reader, praise be Adonai, the Exalted One, throughout all time. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe, creating light and fashioning darkness, ordaining the order of all creation.
So when I sing this with my, the bottom part, I don't know what it was supposed to go with, but it'll find its home eventually. When I sing this with my kids, we point to the light, and then we cover our eyes for the choshech. So it has a very pretty tune. All right, I need another chazan and another congregation. Do I have a chazan? Sivian is going to be our chazan. Do I have a congregation? Thank you, Mary.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Hold on. I think that was supposed to be Mary doing the
That's
middle.
okay.
All right.
I'll do it anyway. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
There we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Yotzei Or Uvorei Hoshech Oseh Shalom Uvorei et Hakol.
Nice job, chazan and congregation. Do I have another chazan and congregation? Irina, do you want to be chazan or congregation?
I want the highest position.
She wants to be the chazan. Do I have a congregation? Thanks, Gail.
You're welcome.
Like my great father or somebody. Anyway, Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamavarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Yotzer Or Uvorei Hoseh Oseh Shalom Uvorei et Hakol.
Great. And we're going to have you, the other chazan, read that bottom part in a minute. But let's look at this last line, fourth word in. So she just stopped for a minute and looked at that word when she was reading. Anybody notice anything odd about this word? Fourth word, last line. What do you notice, Rhoda?
Well, I'm not good with my letters, but I'll say the second letter doesn't have an accent.
Well, it doesn't have a dot.
It doesn't have a dot. Well, that's what I meant, the dot.
How do you know if it's a shin or a sin?
Right.
Anybody have any idea how you would figure that out?
It shares the dot.
Exactly. It shares the dot with the
with the
Chet.
con-
So it's, how would you pronounce that, Irina?
Oh, Hoshe.
Hoshech, which is darkness. You might remember it from the Passover Seder. The ninth plague is
Oh, shit.
Hoshech. There it is. All right, Irina, would you read that last Chazan part?
By the way, it's not my discovery, it's our teacher Carol discovery. So she taught us. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Your heir, your heir,
It said Sadi. I know Ein and Sadi look a lot alike.
Otseir, or Uvorei, Hoshen,
Read it again. Hosh.
Hoshech,
There you go.
Oseh, Shalom, Uvorei, et Hakol.
Nicely done. Irina, did you say that you have a great great grandfather or something who was a Chazan?
Yeah, my grandmother told me that her father was a Chazan, so I suddenly remember this somehow.
Ah, amazing. Must be very cool to have that in your lineage. All right, do we have any more budding Chazans or congregations out there? Joan, what role would you like to play?
I'll be the Chazan.
All right, do we have a congregation? Thank you, Karen. You may start, Miss Chazan.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Li'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam. Yotzer or uvorei choshech oseh shalom uvorei et hakol.
Last word again.
Hakol.
Thank you. Nice job. Is there anybody who would like to take a different part than they had before, or someone who hasn't had a chance yet who wants to? Any takers? The reason you're seeing me looking sideways is because you're on my laptop screen, so I am looking at you all actually. Rhoda, what part would you like?
I'll be the Chazan, please.
All right, would somebody be her congregation?
I can be.
All right, Tula.
Okay. Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Yotzer or uvorei ha hoshech. Oseh shalom uvorei et hakol.
Nicely done. Are there any other chazans or congregations that would like a turn? All right, Karen, what role would you like?
Chazan.
She'd like to be the, we have a lot of budding chazans in here. Any other, would someone be her congregation?
I will. I've done it, but I don't care.
Thanks, well, Joan had her, I saw her hand last time and I didn't get to her.
So
So
that's
Karen,
fine.
was it Karen who wanted to do it?
No, the Chazan.
Karen is the chazan and Joan will be her congregation.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Li'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Yotzer or uvorei hoshech oseh shalom uvorei
You were right, Uvo Ray.
Atakol et hakol.
Nice job. Any others who would like a turn to do something they haven't done yet?
Okay, I'll do the Chazan.
You want to be the Hazan? Who will be Gail's congregant? I can't say congregation because it's one person. Do we have a congregant? All right. So Karen's going to be the congregant.
Okay. Baruch et Adonai Hamivarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamivarach Le'olam Va'ed. I'm the Chazan, so somebody else's turn. I mean, I'll,
Nope, you get
No, you
you
continue.
get the last part.
okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or uvorei choshech oseh shalom uvorei et hakol.
Nice. Nicely done.
Thank
Do
you.
we feel like we have a good sense of Baruch Hu and Yotzer Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody feel they want to spend a little time here, more time here? Or are we ready to move on?
One.
Ready to move on. All right. So our next prayer is Ahava Rabbah. And we're not going to look at the whole prayer. We're going to look at the last part because this is the part, if you wear a talit, you gather the four talit, I'm not sure what the seat, sorry, together to get ready for the Shema. So you gather all four corners and you wrap them around your finger and you use them when we say the Shema. So here's a little about Lahavienu. Oh, I forgot to read specifically about Yotzer Or. So we'll go back to that. Yotzer Or. The Midrash teaches that Adam and Eve were the first to recite Yotzer Or when they were in the Garden of Eden. Interesting, they didn't have prayer books back then. Judaism recognizes, well, not that I'm aware of. How did they get this? Just some things that make you go, Judaism recognizes the sun as being a central part to all life, and so we thank God for sunlight. I'd like to thank God for having a little bit more of it this time of year, but prayer praises all of God's work, but not everything in the world is wonderful. But we human beings are particularly prone to seeing bad things and ignoring good things. The blessing serves to remind us to notice the miracles around us, the gift of loving and being loved, the ability to learn and understand the world around us, and the miracle of each new day that we get to be alive. This blessing reminds us that even when things seem terrible, they are also part of God's plan. If we lived in a perfect world and had no challenges and hardships, we would have no ambitions or strive to make the world better. If the world had to be good all the time, then human beings would not have the free will to make good choices. If there were no such thing as death, younger generations would never have a chance to take responsibility for their future with their own hopes and aspirations. Personally, I wouldn't be so upset if we had more good in the world, but interesting things to ponder. The Ahava Rabbah. This prayer precedes the Shema, which is a call to love God. We precede the Shema with this prayer that focuses on God's love for us. It asserts that God loves us that God's love for us is boundless, and that the mitzvot are an expression of that love. Some people think that's a really odd way to show love, through rules to follow. It's similar to a parent and a child relationship. Children may not want to follow or like following the rules, but generally most of them understand that there's a reason for the rules. We ask for the capacity to understand the mitzvot, God's rules for us. Only after that, we express an intention to lovingly fulfill them. Our ability to experience the Torah and its mitzvot as divine gifts is contingent on understanding the ways that they help make our lives better and enrich our lives with a meaningful structure to protect us and help us improve the world around us. We can experience mitzvot in that way when we feel God's love for us through the rules that we've been given when we recite the Shema and the V'ahavta, and to express our love to God. So that's the prayer part above that includes the Vahavienu. So during the weekday in my shul, we do not sing Vahavienu. The beginning is Ahava Rabav Tanu Adonai Eloheinu, and then everything is silent. And then again, they come down and say Vahavienu L'Shalom Erabah Kanfot Ha'aretz, and they just mumble it. Do any of you sing it on the weekday at your shul?
No,
Do any of you sing it on Shabbat?
No.
no.
No, interesting. So depending who is leading services at my shul, we might come in at the break here, V'ha'er, and we sing V'ha'er eneinu betoratecha v'dabek libeinu b'mitzvotecha. Anybody ever heard that?
Yes.
Yes, the melodies.
V'yachei levavenu li'ahava ulira et shemecha. So that tune gets me started going, aha, I have to gather my seat. But when it's silent, it always sneaks up on it. Velo nevosh le'elam va'ed. Velo nevosh le'olam va'ed. Ki v'shem kodshecha hagadol v'hanara batachnu nagila v'nismecha. Nagila v'nismecha bishuatecha. And this is the part where people go, oh yeah. V'chavienu le'shalom me'arba kanfot haaretz v'toch lichenu kol mimiyut le'artzenu ki el poel yeshuotata uvanu v'charta mikolam ve'lashon ve'keraftanu l'shimcha hagadol Sela bemet lechodot lecha ulyachetha bi'ava Baruch atah Adonai haboher be'amo Yisrael be'ava. So the singing helps me to go, oh yeah, I have to gather the seat. And without the singing, I'm getting to the last prayer they say out loud, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to get them. So anyway, we're going to look at.
May I ask,
Sure.
is that the melody for Hatikva?
Yes. Sure.
Yes.
Of course.
But this
Because
is,
I'm listening to it and it's like, okay, not the words, but the melody.
yes. So do any of you sing Vahavienu at your shul?
No, but I've heard it.
You've heard it. All right. I'm not going to spend much time on it. I just wanted you to be aware, because if you don't do it out loud at your shul, I'm not going to have you read it all, but just be aware that that's the time. If you do, how many wear a tallis? How many of you? So that's the time that you get your seat ready. And I love it when the B'nai Mitzvah kid is sitting up on the bima and this comes up, and they're usually the person working with them will be like, get your seat ready, but not always. So that's Vahavienu, and so I just wanted to make you aware of it. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it because we're going to spend time on the Shema. So I want to tell you a little bit about the Shema. It was first introduced in the temple in Jerusalem. Hold on, somehow you got back to my other screen. There you are. The first lines appear in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, lines 4-5, and it's a collection of speeches given by Moses to the next generation of Israelites before they enter Israel, challenging them not to repeat the mistakes of their parents and to love, obey, and be faithful to God, which we just read this, I believe, last week or the week before in the Torah. The second and third paragraphs come from Deuteronomy chapter 11, lines 13-21, and Numbers 15, lines 37-41. It fulfills the commandment, you shall meditate therein day and night. Judah Hanasi, who spent all day involved with his studies and teaching, said just the first verse of the Shema in the morning, as he passed his hands over his eyes, which appears to be the origin of why we cover our eyes with our right hand when we say this. That's the only thing they can think of that would brought about the custom of covering our eyes. I mean, just imagine if at one day you're doing this in services and all of a sudden everybody's now going to do this for centuries to come. It's kind of unusual. We recite the Shema morning and night, and at the conclusion of Yom Kippur, during the Kedusha service on Shabbat, we also recite it before death. Why we whisper Baruch Shem Kavod? Has anybody ever wondered why we whisper it? Because in Reform Judaism, they say it out loud all the time. Okay, so I'm going to ask, anybody know or have a guess as to why we whisper it?
Isn't it because the Messiah hasn't come yet?
That's a good one.
I don't know.
That's actually the answer I've heard in the past, but I wasn't sure it made sense.
All right, I've not heard that one, but I like that one.
We
Yeah.
say it
There's
out
always-
loud on Yom Kippur. We
This is
say it
the
out loud
only
on-
time yes,
Yeah,
it's the only time
we
we
say
say
it
it.
outside.
So at Jacob's, this is the ones I have. Everything so many things we won't do till the Messiah comes. At Jacob's deathbed, he feared his children would abandon their faith and assimilate into the general community. After being reassured to the contrary, Jacob responded in an undertone breath, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed, and went into his eternal destiny. Another interesting interpretation for reciting the second line of the Shema in a quiet undertone can be found in the Talmud tractate Pesachim 56a. Our sages say we should say the word blessed is the name in our prayers because Jacob said them. Yes. However, since the Holy One did not transmit to Moses these words in the Torah, the rabbi says we should say them quietly. It's not written in the Torah that way, so conservative Judaism doesn't recite it out loud. There's the Midrash in Deuteronomy Rabbah that says Moses heard blessed is the name from the angels and taught it to the ancient Israelites. We today do not dare to say this aloud because we have sin and we cannot use an angelic formula. So only the angels can say it, with one exception, which someone mentioned, Yom Kippur. On the Day of Atonement, the children of Israel are elevated to the level of angels, and we proudly proclaim Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. So go with which one you like, whether it be because Jacob said it when he was reassured that his kids would carry on the tradition, because Jacob said them, because we're not angels except on Yom Kippur. So pick what you like. So we will look at the Shema. Shall I make this a bit bigger? Anybody need it bigger?
I need it bigger.
All right, I'll make it bigger and I'll slide it over. All right, if I make it too much bigger, it's going to be fuzzy. So I figure what we'll do is we'll take turns just reading lines. We'll just do the first paragraph for now. Actually, there's 8 lines. So someone will take the first 4, someone else will take the second 4 and flip, and then we'll pick new readers. I'm giving you a treat. The first one you know pretty well. Would anybody like to start with the first 4 lines of the Shema?
I can start. Go ahead.
All right, Joan, if you want to go first, and Rhoda, will you take the second 4 and then flip it?
Okay.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch
And we'll do
Shem-
that. We'll do this one out loud just to practice.
Baruch Shem Kavod Malkuto Leolam Va'ed. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol miodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ela Asher, Anochi, Mitzah, Misa, Misaucha.
That's a tricky one. That is actually not a vowel in there because it has a vowel underneath. So it's mitzavcha because the shva,
Oh, interesting.
because you have this one, mitzav. I've heard people say mitzavecha. I think it's technically mitzavcha, but you know, we say it like we hear it often. All right, I just want to point out uvahol, because there's that
Oh, that
special.
one.
I think there was their pop up are here and there. All right, Rhoda.
Okay. Hayom al lava vecha vashina natam lavanecha vadibarta bam vashivtecha bave. No, I'm sorry. Bave techa uvlechtecha vaderech ukshach bacha uvkumecha ukshartam laot al yadecha vahayu latotafot bain einecha uchtavtam al mazuzot beitecha uvish arecha.
Nice job. So there's some key words in here if you didn't know the English. Up here in the first line, there's the word lev in there, different vowels, but the same root. What's your lev? Do you know? It beats inside of you,
Your heart.
your heart. So you'll see lavavcha a lot. Here's nefesh. Anybody know what your nefesh is? Your soul. What else is in here? Do you know what yom is?
Day.
Day.
Today, hayom, this day. And here's lavavecha again, heart. A derech is a street. Yadecha has the word yad in it. Do you know what your yad is?
Your hand.
And einecha is like your eye, your einayim, your eyes. Mezuzot,
Mezuzah.
mezuzahs, yep. So when we go looking at it in English, I see a typo already. All right, do we have someone who would like to read just the first paragraph to us, starting with Hear, O Israel?
I will.
Thank you, Linda.
Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is alone.
Interesting choice of words that
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
chose. Because what is it usually?
one.
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 God is one.
And I always
When
tell my kids that there's lots of gods. Lots of people pray in different ways to lots of gods. But in this case, it's the unique Jewish God. All right, keep going.
Praised by God's glorious sovereignty throughout all time. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. And these words which I command you this day, you shall take to heart. Teach them diligently to your children, and recite them at home and away, night and day. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a reminder above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your homes and upon your gates.
Very interesting.
Thank you, Linda. What, Gail?
I said it's very interesting that they're talking about things that you know, and I didn't realize until I'm reading it in English that it was included in this, like tefillin.
Mhm.
Can you talk a little more about that for those who may not know that reference?
Well, the English says, bind them as a sign upon your hand And as a reminder above your eyes, when you wrap the tefillin, it starts with your middle finger and goes up your arm. And the little, I'm sure it has a name, but the little
Phylactery.
yes, is around your head on your forehead above your eyes.
And do you know what prayer is inside of that tefillin?
I wish I did, but I have to
Take
say
a big giant guess.
Shema.
The
A
Shema.
Shema is actually inside the box. And
interesting.
this gives a clue to where else the Shema is located, besides in your tefillin,
It's
In your
In the
mezuzah.
mezuzah.
in the mezuzah. So this is directly where we get, I don't know, I can't say, which came first, the chicken and the egg, or the egg. Did, this prayer was written and then we, they brought about tefillin and mezuzah, who knows? But it's a pretty old prayer, is the prayer that almost every Jewish person knows. So let's go back to the Hebrew, and I need another 2 volunteers to read the first 4 lines and the second 4 lines.
I'll do the first. I don't care.
All right, first 4. Do we have a second 4?
I'll do the
Sivian, I
sentence.
see your hand down there. Don't worry, we'll get to everyone.
Where do we start?
Okay.
Sivian, you're going to start 1, 2, 3, 4 with Hayom when we get there.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha.
It's actually levavcha,
Levav,
so good because the shva goes
Right.
with the vowel before it.
levavcha. Chol nef shecha.
It's actually a ah under the nun.
Oh, okay. You know what? I got confused with the trope.
It's all right.
Nef shecha. Chol me'odecha. Behayu had barim ha'ele asher no he me se sa or u.
That's a tricky one. There's the vowel is under the vav, not inside. Don't ask me what the inside was. I don't know.
All right, so it's me sab ha.
Excellent. All right, Sivian.
Hayom al levavcha ushnantam.
Careful. What's that first letter of that word?
Oh, vishinantam.
There you go.
Levavcha.
Look one more time.
Levavnecha.
Good job.
Levavnecha. Okay. V'dibartam, v'dibarta, bam, v'shiv techa. Excuse me. V'veitecha, uvlech techa, v'derech, shach becha, kumecha. Continue. Oak.
Keep going.
Shar tam laot. Al yadecha v'hayu v'totofot bein einecha uch tav tam al mezuzot beitecha uvish arecha.
That's a lot of echas. Yes,
Yes.
Gail, did you have a question?
Yes, I did. It's in the third line from the bottom of the first prayer, the fourth word in. Isn't that under the
Oh, it should be
shin?
O.
It's an
It
O.
sure is. How would you
Oh.
pronounce that?
All right. Uv shoch becha.
Mhm.
Ushof becha. Ah, I've never ever paid attention that that was there. Only
Yep.
ushach becha, but now you have pointed it out. I am now responsible for teaching it correctly. Thank you.
You're
Awesome.
welcome. I mean, it's just that was drilled into my head for the past year.
By Carol,
Yes.
I've heard that. And you know what? It makes us more aware. I've tried to, my kids used to do this prayer in tefillah. Now they do it in the morning with the rabbi, but I was working on hand motions for them to do, just because when little kids are just singing, it doesn't mean anything to them, especially if they can't really read. They're not
Right.
going to read the English. So I'm still working on that, just so that when I do my own, when I'm reading it myself, I'm not just going through the motions and I'm actually thinking about what the words say. All right, I think we have time for 2 more readers. Who will
I'll do-
those 2 lucky ladies be?
I'll
Tula,
do one. I'll do
Tula
the fir-
and Linda, and then we'll try for 2 more.
Can I do the first?
Yes.
Well, that's up to
please,
Tula. Is that all right, Tula?
Linda.
Shema Yoshrei Yoshrei Adonai
Hold on,
Eloheh.
let's go back. This is the
I'm-
Shema. Try it again.
Shema Yisrael
There you go.
Adonai Eloheh Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malkuto La'olam Va'ed. V'ahavta et Adonai Eloheha B'kol levavecha.
Okay, let's go back and look at the bet word. It's not bakol, because it doesn't have a cough drop in its mouth. So it's bechol.
B'kol levaveha uv'kol nefshecha uv'kol me'odeha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ela asher anoki mitzurcha
Tricky word, mitzavcha.
mitzavcha.
Yeah, we want to put that O in the middle with that dot, but it's not really a vowel.
Yeah.
Why they put it there, I don't know. All right. Tula,
Hayom al levanecha
one more
v'shi
time. Look at that lamed word.
levavecha.
There you go.
V'shinan tam levanecha v'di barta. Bain.
Look again.
Obam. Beshiv techa. B'nei techa.
One more time on that word.
B'nei.
Here, it's a vet, the second letter.
Oh, v'vei. You know, I was taught that the vet is now pronounced as above, as a vet, as a bet. I mean,
Nope, it's bavetecha.
okay, so we do pronounce it as above.
Yes,
Okay.
Can I ask a quick question? The
sure.
little asterisks or whatever above the techa, What are those, please?
Trope, how you sing it. Those are
Okay.
trope marks that tell you to go up when you sing.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So that's Bevetecha,
You got it.
Uv Lech Techa, Bederech, Uv Shoch Becha, Uv Komecha,
Careful in that middle vowel. Uv.
Uv Kumecha, Uk Sheretam,
Ook. Look at the middle vowel. Ook.
Ukshar Tam,
There you go.
Leot, Al Yedecha, V'hayu, yeah, right? It's
Yeah, correct.
V'hayu, Leteta Fot,
One more time on that Lamed word.
Letota Fot,
Great.
Bain Einecha, Tav Tam, Al Mizut
Hold
Beitecha,
on. What's that mem word again?
Mezuzot
There you go.
Beitecha, Ubisharecha. It's so much easier singing it than saying it.
Yes.
It is. Because we have a rhythm to it. Does
Right.
anybody know? Next time we're going to sing it, so you can at least kind of look at the trope marks to kind of know what those mean. We're not going to learn them, but that is the beginning paragraph of the Shema. I have a question for you. Do any of your synagogues sing more than the initial paragraph? Does anybody do any other part?
We then skip to the last two lines. They give you a moment so you can read yourself the rest. And then we skip to, I think, the last two lines, which I've always wondered, how did somebody decide what you're going to skip and you're going to go to those last two lines?
You know, I asked my rabbi because some people sing now the last paragraph, some people only do the last couple of lines. I said, why don't we learn the middle part? And he said, well, because some of that middle part is, if you don't do this, then God's going to do that. And some people are very uncomfortable with that. So we will be looking at the last part, the last paragraph, and we'll work on that a little bit for next time. Well, and let me tell you about next time. We don't meet again until October 21st because I am meeting my youngest child in Cleveland, Ohio. So a mother-daughter, little bit over 24-hour visit. So
Have a safe trip, Debbie.
thank
Yes,
you. And I
and
wish you all
enjoyable.
And have a
Chag
happy
Sameach.
Sukkot.
Everybody, hopefully you're having a warmer than colder Sukkot.
Yeah.